So today I'm going to be doing my capstone on the presence of gender stereotypes in TV and film, more specifically focusing on film. I think that even though many people may not realize it, it's a current and important issue because TV and film are probably one of the most popular forms of entertainment. So gender stereotypes, whether obvious or not, have been around for over hundreds of years in film. From 1939's Gone with the Wind, depicting the typical Southern belle, to 2013 Man of Steel with a heavy male roles, there are characters specifically linked to each gender. So where do we see these stereotypes? Here are some examples that you may recognize that have some obvious stereotypes within these films. Whether it's the Disney princess movies that show the princesses needing saving, or the typical housewife in Fences, these stereotypes are all around these films. Not only are films in the movies, but outside as well. According to Peter Werr, who has a PhD in psychology, women are supposed to like romantic and melodramatic movies, which are snidely called chick flicks or tearjerkers, as well as comedy, but to dislike action and horror movies. In contrast, men are supposed to like action and horror movies, but to dislike romantic and melodramatic movies. So, besides stereotypes being within the films, outside there's these specific set of rules for certain genders on what they need to watch, and so therefore they're more likely to be influenced by these certain characters, depending on the genre. So, some examples of stereotypes that you may recognize. First, men are typically strong, cunning, and intelligent. They're usually the main hero and fighting off the evil or solving the problem. According to studies done by Ramiro Galvez, a PhD student in computer science, associations of male pronouns with high-level cognitive ability-related words are higher than the associations female pronouns have with high-level cognitive ability-related words. So just besides the actual role they play, the specific dialogue shows this difference in intelligence levels, giving men more smarts, making them seem more funnier and stronger, which is unequal. In contrast, women are viewed to be the sidekick, the housekeeper, more weak or clueless. They typically don't fight off the evil or solve the problem, and they usually provide more positive support rather than being the lead. A study done at the USC Vertebrate School of Engineering Signal and Analysis Lab states female characters tend to be more positive in character, while male dialogue contains more words related to achievement, death, and more swear words than the dialogue scripted for women. So like I was saying previously, there's not only how they act or their characters in these films, but what they say has a specific barrier between what men and women say. So that undermines female characters, making them seem less strong, smart, or that they can't do the lead role in life or in the movies. So who's affected by all this? Kids as early as infants all the way up to teenagers are affected by stereotypes. Kids start to watch TV as early as preschool, and that's when influences may set in. According to Caroline Knorr, author of Common Sense Media, she states, the characters they see on TV and in movies often have an obvious masculine or feminine appearance. These characteristics are often associated with specific traits, for example, being strong and brave or fearful and meek. So these kids, when they have these specific stereotypes that they see early on, they're more likely to bring these rules as they grow up, which can bring negative stereotypes into their childhood and can affect maybe what they want to do when they grow up, just based on what they think they should do when they grow up. And then once they grow up to become a teenager, they begin to battle with more issues such as social media. In Caroline Knorr's same article, she states, we polled nearly 1,000 parents across the country and found that they believe the media has a significant influence on their kids, from how girls should look and behave to seeing how violence can affect boys' beliefs about themselves. So because the entertainment industry has a heavy tie to social media and teens use social media a lot, they're typically more vulnerable to the influences they see, and they may feel more pressure to try and fit into their certain gender that they see on TV, which brings negative issues and may prevent them from possibly going into a career that they want or doing or dressing how they want, like stuff like that, which are big issues in society. Not only kids and teens are affected, but so are adults. According to CNN, a lifetime of viewing stereotypical media becomes so ingrained it can ultimately affect one's career choices, self-worth, relationships, and ability to achieve their full potential. So although many may think that adults aren't as susceptible to these influences, they still can be under the radar. So someone who's constantly watching TV can easily be influenced by the stereotypes they see. And just like kids and teens, they can be affected by the type of characters that they watch, such as the jobs they have or what they wear, and that can affect them into maybe going into something that they don't want to do as well, like a career choice or acting a certain way. So now that we know the stereotypes, how can they be solved? So number one, I think learning could be a good way of helping people realize that these stereotypes exist, such as like maybe putting learning into elementary and middle school classes so that kids can learn about the stereotypes that they're watching but not be influenced, and it can also help foster their true dreams and goals. Number two, more representation in the industry. According to Rachel Montpelier, a renowned writer and publisher, she says the best way to combat the presence of gender stereotypes in film, hire more female writers. If female writers were in the writer's room, female character representation on screen was on average 50% higher of report details. And so I think bringing in these different perspectives into the industry will not only bring a variety of characters, but it'll also bring a variety of stories and begin to put different kinds of people in the light. And then number three, understanding it's just entertainment. I think it's fine if you watch movies and whatever you want, but as long as you don't try and bring that into your life or be influenced by the stereotypes you see and realize that most of the time it's just fiction. Overall, society is changing. And as society changes, so do the thoughts, opinions, and ideas of people. And right now it's been in a positive light. So since 1888, when the first movie came out, till now, 2018, there have been more movies that have portrayed different kinds of people, characters, and there has been that diminishing of stereotypes, which is very positive. And it hasn't been seen in the past. So it shows that there is this positive change that's going on in the entertainment industry. And finally, here are some recent movies that are not only some of my favorites, but also may have some good stereotypes. For example, Silver Linings Playbook and La La Land are movies that have both male and female main characters. And then some Disney movies like Moana show a strong female character. Same with Wonder Woman. So I think that overall, these movies have pretty good portrayals of both genders, and it's beginning to eliminate these stereotypes. And that's it. Anybody have a question from the audience? No, just stretching. Okay.
I thought your presentation was interesting, and did you take the history and real history? Did you take a class like that here and maybe want to?
Yeah, I think I am second semester.
Okay. So how did you just come about wanting to select this topic? What did you learn along the way, or what kind of sparked something inside you to want to bring this to light and make everyone a little bit more aware of it?
Well, I'm really interested in film and TV production, which I want to do as a career. So I was interested in that, and then I thought a topic that was able to be researched was something like this, because there's many examples of how gender stereotypes are in film, and also I think that people should be more aware of it, even if they do already know that they exist. They should understand sort of more how it affects society.
Okay, good, excellent, very nicely done.